Health.com. I'm Alvin Washington.
The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Money Radio staff, management, or advertisers, and do not represent an offer to buy or sell any securities. Some interviews heard on this program may be sponsored by the participants. It's time for Health Futures with Cypress HomeCare Solutions, Bob Roth. This is Arizona's only show dedicated to providing you with expert advice on how to live a longer, healthier, and happier life. To learn more, call 602-264-8009. That's 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Bob Roth.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Health Futures. I'm your host, Bob Roth, and it must be Friday. And indeed it is. It is Friday, June 22nd. Now the second, or should I say the longest day of the year was yesterday. Today is just one day beyond that. So now all of a sudden these days are going to start to get shorter. So we got a little less light today, but it's still awesome, and it really is hot out. And we're coming at you live from the Scottsdale Air Park Money Radio Studios, 1510 AM, 105.3 FM, and the World Wide Web, moneyradio1510.com. And, you know, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, Health Futures is a show about how our older adult population can live a healthier, happier life. We do this by bringing extraordinary guests to the show. And today is no different, and I'm just going to jump into it because these guests are extraordinary, and they're doing extraordinary things for an incredible company right here based in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm talking about Banner Health. So today I'm very pleased to have with me, I've got Jason Steinhauer. He is the Community Resource Specialist for Banner Health, and this is the Banner Health Network, Population Health. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Jason, it's good to have you here on the show. And to his right, my left, is Dori Fulk. And Dori is also a Community Resource Specialist. And she is with the Banner Health Network, Population Health. Welcome to the show, Dori.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having us here.
And for our listening audience who has listened to the show before, I just finished 8 years being on the board of directors for the Banner Alzheimer's Institute, and it is an incredible operation that is right here in our backyard. And one great thing about Banner is not only do they manage hospitals, they got 26 of them through 6 states, and a lot of them are right here, but they have 3 centers of excellence. And Banner Alzheimer's Institute is one of those centers of excellence, as well as the Children's Garden Children's Hospital and the partnership that they have with MD Anderson. And they also have an incredible heart hospital as well. So I'm really pleased to have Banner Health here on the show, and I'm really pleased to have these two guests to really talk to us about the Banner Health Network. So, for our listening audience, Banner Health Network, Jason, what is Banner Health Network?
It's a great question, Bob. Basically, in a nutshell, the Banner Health Network, we are an accountable care organization comprised of physicians, hospitals, and different healthcare services that result in high quality and coordinated care to the valley-wide communities that we serve. We're comprised of about 5,000 Banner Health affiliated physicians and advanced practice providers. And as you touched on, here in Arizona alone, we have 15 Banner Health hospitals along with 8 health centers, as well as some other Banner Health physician offices.
You also have all these urgent centers that are popping up, too. I forget what the count is. It's probably close to 40, right?
Last count, I believe we were close to 40, if not over at this point, and they keep popping up. They're a wonderful addition to the already great services that Banner Health provides to our communities.
We are so blessed here. I mean, we are the 5th largest city in the country, and we have Banners that sits right here. We also have Mayo Clinic, and we have Honor Health, and we have Dignity. It's interesting. I see the Urgy centers, and I just happened to be down at St. Joe's the other day, and right across the street, St. Joe's, as part of Dignity, was a Banner Health Urgent Center. Right across the street. Go figure. You know?
And you know, Bob, Dori...
and there's no shortage of these type of facilities being needed in our community, especially Phoenix being, growing and continuing to grow.
They're valley-wide, and Dori and I have both spent some time as professionals inside the Banner Urgent Cares talking to our partners there, and they're just incredible, top-notch facilities and another wonderful asset to the Banner system and to our valley here in Phoenix.
We have these great phrases that we use in healthcare today, value-based purchasing, and we use this population health. I really, want to really truly try to understand, population health, and really what does that mean, population health?
Population health management, Bob, is a discipline within the healthcare industry that studies and facilitates care delivery across the general population or a group of individuals.
And really, it's resources that, as I understand it, Dori, bringing resources to the community. And I look at the two of you guys, and I've had a chance to get to know you really well over the last 6, 7 months, 8 months. And you guys, I look at, part of the Banner Health Network, population management, I look to you guys as connectors. You guys are the ones connecting to what those resources are. You guys were very nice to attend a big Duet event. And Duet, I've talked about here on the show, and I've had a couple, Sue Reckinger on the show. I've had Elizabeth Banto on the show talking about this social service organization that gives free services out to our community. And you guys wanted to really understand this because you have patients that need these types of services. And isn't that really what population health is all about, connecting?
Absolutely. That's really what our role is all about, is connecting with the community, building those relationships within the community so that our patients have quality resources that we can provide to them in their time of need.
So going back to, the Banner Health Network, Jason, it's a health plan, right?
It is a health plan. That is correct, Bob. At Population Health Management, we are delegated for about 150,000 lives. We're delegated for 3 Medicare plans. The Banner Health Network as a whole is delegated for 400,000 lives here in the state of Arizona.
400,000?
400,000.
Wow.
So we have a very focused group of 150,000, but there are a lot of those 150,000 lives that need our support and that need the services of population health management. And population health management, to me, expands beyond just direct healthcare services. We like to think of it as environmental, social, and other economic barriers to health, other determinants to health. So it's really on a grand scale, the person and the body as a whole, not just their physical health.
And I don't mean to trip you guys up. Banner Health operates in 6 states. BHN, does it operate in 6 states, or is it just here?
As far as we know, I believe it does operate in all states because it's the Banner Health Network. So there are population health management services, for instance, in Colorado. So they're servicing that BHN network up there.
Right. And I know that they got incredible locations. I mean, they have locations in Colorado. They've got locations through mainly the southwest and the northwest region of the country. I know we're coming up really close here to the end of the first segment, and time really flies by. I want to, just kick this off really quick, and then maybe pick it up after we come back off from our break. When did it all start? When did Banner Health Network begin?
Banner Health Network was created in 1999 through a merger between Lutheran Health System, based in North Dakota, and the Samaritan Health System based in Phoenix. In 2001, Banner sold its operations in Iowa, Kansas, New Mexico, North Dakota, and South Dakota, and made its sole headquarters right here in Phoenix.
And I'll tell you what, for us Phoenicians that have lived here for a long time, we all know about the Samaritan healthcare system. It was here. It was a fabric of our healthcare system.
Yes.
And the big hospital was right there at McDowell and about 12th Street, 10th Street. And it was called Good Samaritan Hospital.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
And what is it known as today?
Banner University Medical Center, Phoenix. BUM-CP for short.
BUM-CP. Well, we'll come back and talk a little bit about BUM-CP and the old Good Samaritan Hospital. You're listening to Health Futures Taking Stock in You. We're talking with Banner Health Network. We'll be right back.
Bill Gunderson's Nationwide Best Stocks radio show is now on Money Radio 1510 AM and 105.3 FM. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m., professional money manager Bill Gunderson will talk about the economy, markets, and the best stocks now. Bill Gunderson is also the inventor of the Best Stocks Now app and the writer of the weekly Best Stocks Now newsletter. If you like to invest in the markets, this is the show for you. You will not want to miss one episode. Visit GundersonCapital.com for more info. That's GundersonCapital.com.
If you suffer from back pain, joint pain, arthritis, or other chronic pain, you need to try the water therapy benefits that Advantage Therapeutic Walk-In Bath provides. Not only does Advantage Walk-In Bath help get you in and out of the tub safely, it is proven to be beneficial to relieve aches and pains, giving you the relief to enjoy your day. You can enjoy taking your new bath and rejuvenating your body in as little as 7 days. And if you call today and ask for the radio special, we'll give you a $1,500 coupon towards the purchase of a new Vantage walk-in bath. Every call in the next 10 minutes will receive a $1,500 coupon towards the purchase of a new Vantage walk-in bath. Your aches and pains can be washed away. Call right now for a risk-free quote. 800-551-9230. 800-551-9230. 800-551-9230. That's 800-551-9230.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-559-1751. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-559-1751. That's 800-559-1751.
Find Beauty Rest's lowest price of the season on mattresses featuring pocketed coil technology for exceptional pressure relief and motion separation. Visit Sleep System in Phoenix or BeautyRestRetailers.com.
Now back to Health Futures, taking stock in you. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Cypress HomeCare Solutions, Bob Roth.
Welcome back. You're listening to Health Futures, taking stock in you. We're in segment number 2. And if you missed segment number 1, you can catch it right up on our website at cypresshomecare.com. Go to the media button that is right there on the top of the web page, and the third button down, you will get the radio show. And you'll be able to listen to this show and over 200 others that we've been bringing to you for the last 5 years. So if you're just tuning in, I've got Banner Health here in the studio. More importantly, I've got Banner Health Network, Population Health Management here. I've got Dori Fulk, and I got Jason Steinhauer, and we are talking about Banner. You know, Banner is a not-for-profit hospital system, healthcare system, located right here in our backyard. They employ approximately 38,000 people. The largest employer in our state, I think, right behind Walmart, or they're tied right hand in hand. So they are a big gorilla here in our backyard. And, you know, serving on the board, I had a chance to meet Peter Fine and meet Becky Kuhn. I mean, the leadership team is amazing. And they're doing some amazing things. And I got to tell you, U.S. News and World Report always ranks their hospitals in the top 10. Lots of them end up in the top 5. So you guys are really privileged to work for a great entity who is really reshaping how care is being delivered into our marketplace. So I'm really privileged to have you here. And when we jumped off our first segment, we were talking about Good Samaritan healthcare system. And that was everyone from Phoenix knew them from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Banner took over, I believe it was in 1999, and converted them into what is known now as Banner. And we were talking about Good Samaritan Hospital, the one that's located right there on McDowell. The one that looked like the building looked like grain silos. It really had, and when it was built, it was a futuristic look. And I got to tell you guys, I drove by there about a month ago, and I knew they were doing some development stuff. And all of a sudden, there's this huge tower there, and you're right. It's Banner, it's University Banner Medical Center now. And what was the acronym?
BUMCP is how we refer to it because Banner University Medical Center Phoenix is a bit of a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but they also have one in Tucson as well.
BUMCT.
BUMCT. There you go. There you go. Well, you know what? You guys work for a great company. I still, even though I'm not on the board, I feel like the blue in their logo, the blue in their color runs right through my veins. So I'm really privileged to have you guys on. I want to talk a little bit more, but I want our listening audience to know a little bit about you guys who are on our show. And really, you know, when we were talking about population health management, you guys are the connectors. You're the connectors to those 400,000 lives that are part of the BHN system, the 150,000 that you are delegated to manage as part of population health. So I'm looking at you, Dori. Banner, how did you get there? And what does it mean to you to be here? And tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been in healthcare for about 20 years, Banner specifically for the last 10 years, and I've worked with case management within Banner. I started in the medical records department when I started with Banner, and I just kind of moved my way through and to where I'm at now as a community resource specialist, which I am absolutely loving. I get out in the community. I get to meet people like you, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah, very connected in the community, and we get to meet a lot of other people. We're making great relationships in order to provide these great resources for our patients. I love getting around.
Jason?
So, long story short, I've been with Banner for, I'd say about 11 years, and my journey's kind of interesting. When I graduated high school back in 2006, I was all geared up to become a journalism student at Walter Cronkite. That was at the time that the journalism industry was on shaky ground. So I changed course and decided to pursue a career in nursing. That did not go well. Let's just leave it at that. But I still had the passion to stay within healthcare. I went back to school, completed my ultimate dream of becoming a journalism graduate, and at the time, because of my extensive healthcare experience working first as a CNA and then as a rehab tech, all of my work experience geared me up for healthcare jobs, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted to stay within the healthcare realm, helping people, but in a more creative capacity. Fast forward to April of 2017, and I interviewed to come back to Banner after a year away for this very unique opportunity to be a community resource specialist for population health management, both things I had never heard of before. And the opportunity over the last year has been beyond a dream come true to help build and design not just a job, but a department from the ground up with Dori and our wonderful team. I mean, I could not have asked for more. And piggybacking off of what Dori said, getting out in the community, meeting wonderful folks like yourself and others who we've built, outstanding relationships with. I mean, it's just icing on the cake. And to really get to experience unique opportunities, it's just, I couldn't ask for anything better than this.
When I think of Banner, I mean, they've gotten their notoriety from really, stepping outside the box as it relates to service. I mean, I got a chance to witness it with the Banner Alzheimer's Institute. The support groups that they give the family members and the, all the way from the doctors down to the social workers. You really get the sense that they care. And I got to tell you, for healthcare, I mean, that's different. I know that you're not here to talk about it, but I saw somebody that saw population health more as consumerism versus than just healthcare, because Banner understands that people have choices. And I mentioned at the top of the show, I mean, look, we're blessed here in Phoenix to have Banner, but we also have Mayo. We also have Barrow as part of Dignity. I mean, we got the best of the best here, which is awesome. But we're not here to talk about the others. We're here to talk about the BHN. You gave that great acronym. What is it again for the University Hospital?
BUMCP
and
BUMCT.
All right, BUMCP and BUMCT. So we're here to talk about BHN. So I want to pivot a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about care management. And I want to start that now And I know it's very involved, so I want to pick that up in the third segment. But really what sets you guys apart with BHN and Population Health is your care management team and what that does for your members. So talk to me. Tell me a little about care management.
Well, care management, Bob, is really, it's a team-based, patient-centered approach designed to assist patients and their support systems in managing their medical conditions more effectively. It also encompasses those care coordination activities needed to help manage chronic illness and prevent disease. Care management really helps connect people with the resources they need to get better and to keep them well, to keep them out of the hospital. We're trying to help them to utilize their services a little bit less, to be more independent in their home.
And the care management team as part of BHN, how many people do you have, if you don't mind me asking? I know you break it up into East and West, but when you look at the consolidated effort.
Our team consists of, we have 40 nurses, we have 20 on each side of the valley, and then we have 16 social workers on each side of the valley, and then we also have 16 health services navigators. We have 2 dietitians, we have a pharmacist, and then we have 4 community resource specialists, which are what Jason and I do.
Wow. I mean, you've covered everything. I mean, especially the dietitian piece.
Yeah.
When you have someone that has CHF or COPD, I mean, they go home, and we talk about it here on the show all the time, the transitioning from an acute setting or post-acute setting back into the home. And I would imagine that's what your team does a lot of, right?
A lot. Yeah, that's really a huge part of what we do, is to help those transitions to be smooth, so that when the patients are coming out of the hospital and going back home, we want to make sure they have everything at home that they need so that they don't have to go back to the hospital unnecessarily. Nobody wants to be in the hospital.
Nobody does. But
Nobody.
But what's interesting is a lot of times these people are in the hospital because of what's in the home.
Exactly.
And, there could be something in the home that's causing them, whether it be the environment, whether it be, the way they live and their lifestyle.
And that's very interesting that you touch on that, Bob, because we like to focus on home safety as well, because we do recognize that sometimes the barriers are not what they'll encounter in the hospital or with their own conditions, be it chronic or acute. The conditions that could cause them the most harm could be in their home. So we do have a focus on home safety for these patients as well.
That's awesome. So you go ahead and make sure that the home is safe for them to return at home. And if it's not, then you look at other alternatives. That resource connector through Population Health.
Right, and that's the beauty of our program, is that our nurses and our social workers and our health services navigators have the ability to do those home visits. If, most of our work is telephonic, but, if they talk to a patient and they're hearing things on the phone that just don't quite sound right, we have the ability to go out to that patient's home, if they're willing, and to do a home visit, to sit with them in their home and to do that assessment so that they can get an eyes-on to see what's really going on.
So you hear the music. We're getting ready to wind down. A little Jason Mraz. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate it. As we wind things down here, I want you guys to think about some examples, because I'm all about giving my listening audience examples of what that might look like. And you can change the names to protect the innocent, maybe the environment, but we are at halftime here at Health Futures. We're going to take a break. I've got Dori Fulk. I got Jason Steinhauer from Banner Health Network. We'll be right back.
For a look at the world's news. Then we're back with Money Talk. We're Money Radio 1510 AM and 105.3 FM.
House Republicans have delayed a vote on immigration until next week. GOP Congressman Mark Sanford of South Carolina says a bipartisan effort would work.
Comprehensive reform, as has already been demonstrated, is very tough in political terms. But if you begin to boil it down and say, let's take one bite at the apple at a time, maybe you can get something through on that front.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement, meanwhile, has issued a notice today that it may seek up to 15,000 beds to detain immigrant families as they work to find space for them at detention centers. President Trump has met with family members of people killed by illegal immigrants, including Michelle Wilson.
My daughter, Sarah Root, was killed within 24 hours after graduating with a bachelor's, 4.0 in criminal investigations, out celebrating. Stopped at a stoplight and rear-ended by Edwin Mejia going 70-plus miles an hour.
I'm Ann Cates.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. Even better, there's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-679-0969. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-679-0969. That's 1-800-679-0969.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof?
I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. What about you?
I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782.
Liberty did what?
They saved me $782.
Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
Money Radio, a pioneer in a broadcasting format, giving people confidence in their finances before and during retirement. Welcome to the club.
Bill Gunderson's nationwide Best Stocks radio show is now on Money Radio 1510 AM and 105.3 FM. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m., professional money manager Bill Gunderson will talk about the economy, markets, and the best stocks now. Bill Gunderson is also the inventor of the Best Stocks Now app and the writer of the weekly Best Stocks Now newsletter. If you like to invest in the markets, this is the show for you. You will not want to miss one episode. Visit GundersonCapital.com for more info. That's GundersonCapital.com.
The following update is for drivers who pay too much for car insurance due to DUIs, DWIs, tickets, or anything else. By now, you know all too well that SR22 auto insurance is way more than you'd ever want to pay. You probably thought you didn't have a choice, but you were wrong. Our company specializes in low-cost, very affordable SR22 auto insurance for high-risk drivers. We know that mistakes happen, so take pride in being able to offer absolutely free quotes for this very affordable auto insurance meant specifically for you, the overpaying high-risk driver. We're standing by at 800-749-2984. The only thing you need to do is stop waiting around while your monthly payments stay as high as they are. Our knowledgeable representatives are ready for your call at 800-749-2984. The quote is free, and we'll even handle the filings so you could start saving money every month even sooner. Call 800-749-2984. That's 800-749-2984. Once more, 800-749-2984.
This is David Kogan with Eliances, ELIANCES.com. Unlock the secrets to Richard Branson, founder who we interviewed, Big Lots CEO, president of Telemundo, founder of North Pace, Chuck E. Cheese founder, and hundreds more. Every Monday at noon and Saturday at 7 a.m. on Money Radio. Go to Eliances.com, ELIANCES.com to unlock the secrets of some of the most successful people in the world. Eliances.com.
Find out where your candidates stand on the issues by watching an upcoming debate hosted by Clean Elections. Visit azcleanelections.gov/debates for a schedule of debates in your area and ways to watch.
I'm Bruce Vail with Your Money Now. Stocks are mixed in the final hour of trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is still on the plus side. The blue chip index is up 170 points, but the NASDAQ Composite is down 10 points. The S&P 500 is ahead 10 points. The Supreme Court today ruled that authorities need a search warrant before obtaining broad access to data that shows the location of cell phone users, except in the case of emergencies. The 5-4 decision furthers privacy protections in the digital age. The High Court cited the Fourth Amendment's guarantee to be free from unreasonable government searches. ABC confirmed it officially picked up a Roseanne spinoff that will be called The Connors and include all of the original cast members of Roseanne with the exception of Roseanne Barr. The announcement comes 3 weeks after the hugely successful reboot of Roseanne was canceled in the wake of a racist tweet by Barr. That's Your Money Now.
Get to Lumber Liquidators' Yellow Tag Clearance Sale and get the latest flooring styles for less. Look for the yellow tags at your local store and save up to 40%. Get $1 off per square foot or more on all Bellawood hardwood like classic Brazilian cherry. Save 10% on all Morningstar and Supreme bamboo. Get all laminate on sale up to 36% off. Plus waterproof floors from 59 cents. Stack out deals and more at your local store. Plus special financing. Look for the Yellow Tag Clearance deals at your local Lumber Liquidators today.
Stocks are soaring, and construction spending across America has been on the rise. If you've been waiting to build, the time is now. Whether you want to expand your business or you want to build a new garage, call General Steel today. Our metal buildings are custom designed for your needs. For example, a 40 by 60 is a great space for an auto shop or 3-car garage. And if you call General Steel today, it's on sale now for under $25,000. Call 866-95-STEEL. 866-95-STEEL. That's 866-957-8330.
Now back to Health Futures, taking stock in you. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Cypress Home Care Solutions, Bob Roth.
Wes, man, a little America bringing us in. Ventura Highway.
Love it.
No, we're not in California. We're in Arizona. You're listening to Health Futures, taking stock in you. We're on the third segment. If you missed the first two, I've got Banner Health Network in the studio. I've got Dori Fulk and I got Jason Steinhauer, and they are the community resource specialists for this fine organization. And if you missed those first two segments, you can catch them up on our website at cypresshomecare.com. Click on the media button, hit the drop down, and the third button down is radio, and you can catch this show and about 200 others. So, one thing we didn't talk about, Dori and Jason, is that yesterday was a big day for the town of Phoenix. More importantly, the Phoenix Suns, who really are the very first official sports franchise here in this town. And we've had a lackluster few years. I think the last team that we had that was really anything in contention was back when Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire played, and that whole thing happened with the San Antonio Spurs.
The glory days.
The glory,
Part 2.
Yeah, well, 93 was really the glory days.
2.0.
But, now we got, let's call it 3.0. We had the number one pick. This is a storied franchise that's been around for 50 years, and they picked up DeAndre Ayton. And Ayton went to University of Arizona, one of our own homegrown, and we got this guy, Mikal Bridges, too. I mean, looking really good. What do you guys think?
I think we got some great pieces in place. I think we've got a pretty good 1-2 combo with him and Devin, and I'm just hoping that ownership and
got a new
coaching
coach
staff. I know,
Igor, yeah,
and he's been pretty well received. A lot of people feel good about that hire, so I'm just hoping that this is the start of a new era here in Phoenix, a much needed new era, and we can get those Suns back where they belong at the top.
Amen to you. Amen. And the Diamondbacks, they're doing pretty good now. After a lackluster May, they came out really strong in April, and they fell in May. And Goldie, our golden child,
he's back.
He's back. He's batting somewhere close to 270, where, I was talking at the end of May, he was batting 198. So exciting times for our sports franchises. But we're not here to talk about Phoenix sports. We're here to talk about the Banner Health Network. And when we left off on the second segment, we were talking, Dori, you were talking about care management and what that looks like. And, I said as we went to our halftime break, it really helps our listening audience to really kind of hear about some of the work that you do. And if you're okay, Dori, I'm going to pivot over to you. Can you share, obviously you might need to protect the names and maybe a little bit about the situation, but give us an indication about, an example of some of the great work that population health management is doing inside the Banner Health Network.
Sure, Bob. One of the examples that we really like to share is about one of our patients. She was a 90-year-old female. She lives alone. She's got a diagnosis of congestive heart failure. She was referred to our department after she had a recent emergency room visit. Our department, our care manager did a telephonic outreach. Actually, it was a social worker that did a telephonic outreach. And as she was speaking to the patient on the phone, she could hear that the patient was obviously short of breath. So she immediately referred the patient over to our RN care manager, who initiated an EMS response, and subsequently the patient ended up getting admitted to the hospital. After our nurse reached out to her once the patient was discharged from that visit, we had a plan of care that we put into place pretty quickly, and that included a home visit right off the bat. They established that she needed a CHF monitoring plan. What they realized is that the patient didn't completely understand what she needed to do to manage her chronic heart disease. So they established a plan where she would weigh daily and monitor her symptoms. The team checked with her on a daily basis, then weekly, and then they focused on teaching her what to monitor, when to monitor, and who to report any changes to. So the focus with her was really on education and how to self-manage. Once she really understood that she needed to weigh every day and she really needed to pay attention every day, she really began to manage her own disease quite well. And PHM helped her continue to navigate her symptoms. And after
for our listening audience,
yes.
PHM is
Sorry,
Population Health
yes,
Management.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. You know, our field in medicine has a habit of putting acronyms together for a lot of these things. So Population Health Management, go ahead.
Yeah. So our team adjusted. We had her doctor adjusted some of her medications, and with the help of our team assisting her, she has now not had a visit to the ED or the hospital in a year. So that's one of our favorite success stories. But we have quite a few like that.
You know, it's interesting because this patient A that you described, 90-year-old female, lives alone. You know, this is the challenge we have. And, you know, BHN, Banner, Bob Roth, and Cypress, we can't solve it, but we can do it together. It really does take a village. You know, 1/3 of our population, we've talked about it here on the show, lives, 65 and older, lives home alone. And patient A is a great example. I mean, in some parts of our country, like Washington, D.C., it's 48%. In Atlanta, Georgia, it's 45%. San Francisco, it's 42%.
Wow.
And that number's only going to grow. And it's interesting because a lot of people, I mean, you know, when you look at marriages are down by over 50% in the last 25 years. People aren't getting married. People, you know, are choosing to live by themselves. And this is the challenge that we have as a society. And, you know, we look at, you know, our community here in Arizona, and for some reason we put up all these walls. And we barely know our neighbors. And you know them, not during the summertime because everyone goes in the garage and they escape the heat. But even during the wintertime, it's hard to know who your neighbors are. And that has got to change. We need to be looking out for each other. It really does take a village, and it really does mean that all of us together need to do this. It's great that BHN can do this stuff, but we need others to help, and we need others to be able to identify this 90-year-old female that is having other challenges, because maybe, just maybe, there could have been some intervention before that person, that nurse or whoever it was listening to her on the phone and could tell that she was having a hard time breathing. So I really appreciate you as not only BHN, but the work that you did to help her, and the fact that, you know, you're teaching her how to self-manage and educating her, because otherwise she's done.
That really is the most important thing. That really has to be our main focus, is we really want to teach these patients how to manage their diseases on their own at home. Like I said, knowing when to call, knowing who to call, and that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
And Bob, those statistics that you shared with people living at home alone for whatever their reason might be, that right there is the reason why myself and Dori and our entire population health management team, we're so passionate about care management, because this story and many others that we have and continue to receive frequently, this validates the need for care management, not just through Banner Health, but through every hospital system in Arizona and across the nation, because those numbers that you shared are only going to increase. The tidal wave is coming, and we have got to be prepared to support them in every possible way.
I got news for you. The tidal wave is here. It's not coming, and we can't wait for people to walk outside their doors. You know, I talk about it all the time. I mean, it's incumbent upon us as members of the community to really identify those people that are needing help. And more importantly, those people needing help, how about those family caregivers that are making that ultimate sacrifice? We got so many of them out there that are from this greatest generation, And they took literally the oaths of sickness and health, literally, and they are not asking for help. And when you say, hey, can I help? They're like, no, I'm okay. So, I've said this on the show before, and I'm going to say it again. If you know somebody that's needing some assistance, and I'm talking about that family caregiver, especially with couples caring for one another, don't ask for help. Just do it. If you're making a casserole or meatloaf, make 2. And then drop one off and say, look, I made you dinner. So, my appeal to our listening audience is to really look for this. And I give kudos to BHN. Again, we use these acronyms, Banner Health Network, to really take a step outside the box and really be that neighbor, to be that village, to really help these people that are really struggling, especially those that are home alone or those family caregivers that are trying to do it all on their own. So we're down 3. We got one more segment. I told you guys, this flies.
It does.
It is going fast.
So I want to give one more example for our listening audience when we do the 4th segment and then wrap things up. You've been listening to Health Futures, Taking Stock, and we got the Banner Health Network here in the studio. Jason Steinhauer and Dori Fulk. Stick around. We'll be right back.
That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early.
Join certified financial planner Nancy Fleming this and every Wednesday afternoon as she joins me for Financial Review. Nancy and I discuss an array of topics from Social Security, taxes, to what types of obstacles you can and will face in retirement. So join Nancy every Wednesday afternoon at 4:35 for the Financial Review. Want more, Nancy? Be sure to tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for My Smart Retirement, right here on Money Radio.
My mom's a breast cancer survivor. The United Breast Cancer Foundation saved her life, and they need your help so they can continue saving more women's lives. Help them by donating your car. They'll provide fast, free 24-hour pickup, and you receive a charitable tax deduction. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, running or not. Call 24 hours a day, 800-475-6040. Your donation could literally save women's lives. Call today, 800-475-6040. 800-475-6040.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-865-0116 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-865-0116 to take your call now. Call 1-800-865-0116. That's 1-800-865-0116. Again, 1-800-865-0116.
Find Beauty Rest's lowest price of the season on mattresses featuring pocketed coil technology for exceptional pressure relief and motion separation. Visit Sleep System in Phoenix or BeautyRestRetailers.com.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name.
Now back to Health Futures, taking stock in you. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Cypress HomeCare Solutions, Bob Roth.
Welcome back. You're listening to Health Futures, Taking Stock in You. We're on our 4th segment, and I've got Banner Health Network here in the studio, Population Health Management, Dori Fulk, Jason Steinhauer, and we were just discussing at the break. It really is your first time for both of you guys being on the radio. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You guys are really doing a great job. I'm just telling you. I want you to know you guys can come back anytime. And you guys are doing some great things. And, we really got a chance to talk early on about population health management and Banner Health. Banner Health Network has over 400,000 lives. And Population Health Management is dedicated or delegated to manage 150,000 of those lives. And, you gave me something. I want to just share this with our listening audience. That PHM, Population Health Management, it includes chronic condition disease education and support. You talked a little bit about that with patient A. Early intervention disease management with at-risk population. Connection to community resources. And I met you guys because you guys do a really good job of that. And then you assist with the psychosocial determinants to health barriers to care. And we just talked about that whole social isolation. I mean, we really have to bring these people out from inside their four walls or their homes. And then lastly, most importantly, is the transition of care. And how do we make sure that they transition from an acute setting or post-acute setting back into their home? And you guys have an army of people. Dori, you did a great job explaining how many people are in your army, if you would, whether it be nurses, social workers, the helpline. You do a lot for those folks. And speaking of the helpline, 24 hours, right?
24/7, 365.
If somebody wanted to reach out to Population Health Management, more importantly BHN, how do they find you guys? I have a number, but I know you guys. It's probably what. Would you go to bannerhealth.com?
Bannerhealth.com. Bannerhealth.com. You can find pretty much anything for Banner on bannerhealth.com. Go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just going to piggyback off of that and say there's multiple ways to be referred to Population Health Management. If you're seeing one of our BMG, which is our Banner Medical Group providers, they can refer patients directly to us. In the hospital, they can refer patients to Population Health Management.
Awesome. No, really awesome. And the one thing I did leave out about that army is dietitian. A lot of people don't realize how, what we eat is our fuel. And a lot of times, I talked about in our second segment, I believe it was, that sometimes it's the home that is causing people to go into these acute and post-acute settings.
Right.
And a lot of times it's not just the environment, it's the stuff that they're putting inside of them.
Yeah, it's what's in their refrigerator.
Right. And, diabetes is running rampant. And it's crazy how, if you have diabetes, some people are just struggling, just managing it. And having a dietitian to help you do menu planning and meal planning is so important.
Absolutely.
Case in point, Bob, we had recently a 71-year-old patient who worked with our PHM dietitian, as you said. Together they formulated a plan to better manage her diabetes, a very important disease that a lot of people do struggle with. This patient, she had a good grasp of the basics, in regards to managing her diabetes, but overall she lacked some support and, most importantly, some motivation to make the changes necessary to her diet and also to better manage her blood sugar. Her A1C started out at 11.2.
11.2.
The start of her care.
Wow.
11.2.
So, I always thought, what's it, 6.4 to 7.2 is like pre-diabetic? She's like double that score.
It's emergent at that point.
It is very dangerous.
So she got connected to our dietitian. They worked with her to make these, achievable goals that also held her accountable to achieving these goals on her own. They reduced her sugar intake and then monitored her blood sugar twice daily. Bob, after 6 months, what do you think her A1C dropped to?
6.5.
7.6. That's a good guess. But the fact that in 6 months they dropped it to 7.6 and got her to a stable number, and the fact that she bought into what the dietitian had laid out for her. And what's really great about what we do here at Population Health is we meet the patient where they're at. So that way it helps the patient hold themselves accountable to the goals that they set rather than any of us forcing our own goals onto them. So it's a really great thing, and case in point, the results show.
And I love that, how you said that. We meet the patient where they're at. Because the fact of the matter is if you meet them in a different setting, then you really don't know what's going on. So I love that, and I love that you have that dietitian piece to it.
There's another piece that we like to add, too, and it's really taking into consideration what the patient's goals are. Obviously, the physician's goal and the care manager's goal is for the patient to improve their health. And, of course, the patient wants to improve their health, too, but maybe the patient wants to be able to ride a bicycle. Maybe the patient wants to be able to, do some other forms of exercise that they haven't been able to do.
Or maybe they want to go travel to see their grandchildren.
Travel to see grandchildren, exactly.
Yeah,
and with those things, we can help them achieve those goals as well by improving their health and taking into consideration what it is that they are trying to achieve.
As we get ready to wrap things up, one of the things I heard you guys say before was you talked about this thing called the quadruple aim. I know about the triple aim. What does the quadruple aim mean? What's that mean?
So we added a fourth aim to the now quadruple aim, formerly
triple aim.
The triple aim.
So triple aim 2.0.
Yeah,
triple.
We'll take that. We'll take triple aim 2.0. And that fourth aim is about provider satisfaction. All centers around provider satisfaction. We want to ensure that the goals of not only the patient but the provider are met. We want to work closely with the providers to support the physician-directed plan of care. And at the same time, we're going to proactively manage those gaps in care. Gaps in care, that means like annual wellness checks, colonoscopies, those annual screenings, making sure these patients get in to get that done, because that plays a huge part in remaining healthy and happy at home, avoiding hospital readmissions, ED visits, urgent care visits. And then what we specialize in, not just Dori and I as community resource specialists, but as population health management, we identify and remove the barriers to achieving health goals and treatment plans. That's the fourth aim, or triple aim 2.0.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We're getting ready to wrap things up here. And guess what? I think I have a phone number for people to call. So they can call the following number, 602-747-7977. Or they can call 888-747-7990 to find out more about population health management, the Banner Health Network. Got it? Maybe 15 seconds. Want to leave any parting comments, thoughts with our listening audience?
Thank you, Bob, for having us and for supporting what we do at Banner Health Network and for population health management.
Thank you, Bob. It was a privilege to be here.
Absolutely.
It was great having you guys, and you guys are really on the leading edge. You're our village. Thank you for joining us. Banner Health Network, population health management. Make it a great day. Have a great weekend. Tune in next Friday. We got another extraordinary guest right here at Health Futures.
There's no place like home. You've been listening to Bob Roth's Health Futures. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call Cypress HomeCare Solutions at 602-264-8009. That's 602-264-8009. Or visit CypressHomeCare.com. Be sure to join Health Futures with Bob Roth every Friday at noon, right here on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM.
Financial market analysis from Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Diversification is the key. You have to have diversification in these markets. And if you have all your eggs in one basket, when things go bad, you're going to get hurt.
It's financial food for thought on your drive home. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Catch Market Wrap on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM Monday through Friday at 5 p.m.
Money Radio 1510
and 105.3 FM.
KFNN Mesa, Phoenix, and K287BX Mesa. You're listening to the Valley's only source for full-time financial news and money talk on the radio, Money Radio. Take a look at some green. Market up 136 points on the Dow at 24,598. S&P up 6 at 2756, and NASDAQ down 19 at 7693.
When people want to talk about money, this is the place they come to. And there's more on the way after this break for the latest news. And we begin